1, 2,
Three.
3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
We need a 1/4 cup of water.
No. Read again.
1 and 1.
Yeah.
25.
Okay, now, Joseph, where's your man?
It said, I rolled and it said.
Okay, this is your man. So
There are many reasons why children need foster parents, but there is one universal reason why people volunteer for the job. Because they believe that all children deserve to grow up in safe, loving homes.
I think foster children and all children need to be loved and to know they're loved. It goes back to the trust. And they go to bed every night and we tuck them in and love them, and we're there every night at the same time. They begin to let go of a lot of past things and they begin to trust, and then there's a bond of love that develops.
Do they deserve to be thrown out on the street? No. Do they deserve to be beaten or starved? No. They need to have a place that's safe.
Well, kids mostly need to be loved, shown that they are cared for and that they're not in the world all alone.
Each year, hundreds of children in Citrus, Hernando, Lake, Marion, and Sumter counties are removed from their homes and placed in foster care. Sometimes, their parents simply cannot provide the care, control, and supervision they need. Other times, the children have suffered the effects of domestic violence, substance abuse, and violent crime, and have been abused, neglected, or abandoned. These children rely on foster parents for the care and nurturing that their own parents are unable to provide.
most of the children that we've seen, I would say, have been neglected in some way or another, emotionally, physically. So they come very needy in needing attention, needing love, needing guidance. I think the first thing that shocked me was we had like an 8 and 10-year-old, 9 and 11, right in that age. They didn't know how to take care of themselves daily, brush their teeth, wash their face, comb their hair. And I was shocked. I had to go back in my memory and think, when did my own girls learn to do those things?
As the lead agency for community-based care in the 5th Judicial Circuit, Kids Central is responsible for coordinating child protective services, which includes recruiting and training foster parents. Whenever possible, abused and neglected children are placed with relatives who are willing and able to provide loving, nurturing homes for them. When that is not an option, we rely on foster parents to give these children a safe, temporary home and much-needed love.
We would like to have foster parents who are willing to support the children while they're in the home and then helps transition them back to family. Our goal at Kids Central is to have every child in a family home and, if possible, biological family. And our foster parent is a big partner in making that a success.
Our kids need to have people who are there during their transition period from a very traumatic incident to getting back on the road of normalcy. And a good foster parent is the key to that.
And we try very hard to get foster parents that are doing it for the right reasons. And these children just need somebody to care about them. And it's amazing, just one person caring about this child just a little bit, what a difference it can make in their life.
Foster parents become members of a team that includes caseworkers, doctors, teachers, and others who will provide the nurturing and stability that will help establish the foundation for a better life for each child.
I think Kids Central's done a great job with supporting the foster parents, supporting the kids.
So do you just need respite for her?
Providing services for the foster parents, and really trying to be a resource for the foster parents. And it's improving greatly.
I think the most challenging part of becoming a foster parent and working with the children would be the behaviors that the children come with. And that's expected. There's always a period when they do come, we call it the honeymoon period. And after the honeymoon period, they display behaviors that they've developed over maybe a lifetime of, it depends on how old they are. And working with those behaviors and the tools we have, and with our awesome Kids Central who works well with us to help us, change behaviors. We do behavior modification techniques. And to see the actual, a year later or 6 months later, to see the child actually overcome the behaviors that he himself didn't think he could is really an awesome thing. But it's a challenge and it's a struggle.
Well, I feel as though with Kids Central that I'm actually not being left all alone, because whatever I need from Kids Central, I always call, and somebody's right there to give me the right answer. Kids Central is always there for me, and the staff that I do speak to, placement, even the switchboard lady operator, they all know me. They're very nice. I feel as though they do an excellent job.
The children who need surrogate parents include infants and toddlers, elementary and middle school students, and teens up to the age of 18. They often have brothers and sisters that they do not want to be separated from. They come from all races, religious traditions, and economic situations.
I've had a lot of kids that have come through here that have come here because of drugs and alcohol, and the abuse in the family because of the drugs and alcohol. I've had kids that have been here because they were just abandoned, and parents just left them continuously for their lives. And I've had other kids that are here because of the death of the parents. And then I've had kids that were here because they just wound up being abused and neglected so severely that parents were imprisoned. And the stories are so across the board. I mean, there's been, for everything you can think of, there's been a child placed in here.
These children need surrogate parents who will never give up, someone to teach them how to love and respect others and themselves. Foster parents can help children develop a sense of belonging in their home, even though the stay is temporary. They can set clear limits, being both firm and understanding in discipline.
Yeah, you only get to go 5.
And foster parents can maintain a positive attitude toward a child's parents, even when they are the source of the child's suffering.
There are some times where it's impossible to work with the parents, but when you can, it's such a bigger reward because you know the child and the parent are bonding together with these new behaviors, and the parents feel loved by us as well.
If you can role model something that works for them that they're not familiar with, and they can see it's effective, because the eventual goal is for them to be reunited. You want them to be reunited, whenever possible. So if they can gain tools to be able to make that successful, that reunification successful, everybody wins.
To be a foster parent in Florida, you must be resident of the state, age 21 or older, single or married, with or without children of your own. You must be physically and emotionally able to care for children, and financially stable, with legal and stable income sufficient to support yourself and your family. Your residence must meet basic fire, safety, and sanitary standards, and have beds and room for foster children and their belongings. And you must be fingerprinted and pass criminal background checks.
We just seemed like we wanted to help children, and that's why we looked into it. And
Well, I worked at a daycare that this was back when DCF had kids sleeping on the floors, and our daycare took the children at night. Like, we'd take them at dinner time and then take them back to DCF in the morning. So that again put in our hearts again, hey, this was something we were interested in years ago, and here's a need.
You really need to think about it twice, because sometimes we think it's easy, and some people go in it for the wrong reasons, for a money aspect. It's not all about the money, it's about the child and the child's welfare. So you really have to really think about it and pay close attention once you go into your 40-hour course, because that will really actually let you know if you really want to be a foster parent.
That's my yellow. Just go again.
If you are considering becoming a foster parent, you will first attend an orientation session where you can learn more and get answers to your questions about fostering. Kids Central conducts foster parent orientation at least every other month in each county in Circuit 5. The licensing process is thorough and time-intensive because we must be sure that the homes entrusted with caring for this community's abused, neglected, and abandoned children are homes in which we would place our own children.
I think to be a foster parent, you're going to need to be selfless because you're going to fall in love with the kids. That's the only thing that will heal them, that will train them. That's the only way they'll listen to you and respond to you, is if you're forgiving. But you're going to it's going to hurt when you have to let them go. And it's okay, because you're going to get some more and you're going to love them too. And sometimes you'll get a phone call from them years later. We have, telling you they're doing okay and telling you what they're doing, and they'll remember you. They always will.
These kids are not in jail. These kids are not on drugs. These kids are in school. These kids are reasonably happy. They're not where they were, and they have every opportunity not to be in a bad place when they leave here. I can go to bed happy I've done my job.
Kids Central is always in need of foster homes that accept infants, teens, and sibling groups, provide emergency care while a long-term placement can be found, and provide respite care for a limited number of days to give foster parents a day, weekend, or week off from parenting.
If I met someone that wanted to be a foster parent in my community, and as a matter of fact, I have actually been talking to a couple of people in my community that wanted to be foster parents, to let them know how easy actually it was to go through the course. You just got to find time to do it. You know, it's easy saying you want to be, but when it comes time to doing the 40 hours and waiting on the paperwork, doing the paperwork, you kind of just got to be patient, but it's rewarding at the end.
You can go. Roll the dice.
Could you be that person? Contact Kids Central today to learn more about becoming a foster parent.
Even if we have a child just overnight, or if whether we have a child for months and months or years, you know you've made a difference. There's a difference that's been made. You've either planted a seed or shown them a glimpse of normal family, or they felt love. We all have that inherent need to feel loved, and they'll have known, at least for that period of time, that they are loved and have been loved. So.